I would like to begin the session by introducing Captain Khalid Mohammed Al-Hashmi, who represents the Cybersecurity Framework Owners at the Supreme Committee for FIFA 2022 for Legacy, and also from Ministry of Interior at the same time. So he represents two nice worlds for us.
Yes, Mr. Marwan, thank you for hosting actually this session. This is First Lieutenant Khalid Al-Hashmi from Cybersecurity Unit. As well as we were working in MOI, I think most of you, since you are in Qatar, we of course met earlier. Actually, appreciate the audience also for their time attending after this working hours. It's important from this session to have a common understanding for Qatar 2022 cybersecurity framework. So let's have a panel and have more information from the experts there.
I'd like to introduce the panel now, and I would like to begin with Bashar Al-Khatib.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Marwan, and thanks all for joining the session. And I hope that most of you will get the best of that. The people who didn't be in our journey of being assessed during the exercise with the MBTO office, inshallah, through this session, we'll introduce somehow the framework, the application of the framework, how this framework can be used in multiple fields, multiple practice across the nation of Qatar initially, and the World Cup as a major event in Qatar.
Thank you very much. I would like to move to Mr. Kenan Begovic. I like his Arabic name, Kanaan. It just sounds so much better to me.
I hope that the benefit and takeaway from this panel for everybody who are listening and participating will be to see that cybersecurity framework that is proposed and implemented and audited by Supreme Committee is a very good start for establishing your information security program, but also to look beyond that and to see what are real challenges in the real business that go beyond what one framework can describe.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being here. Mr. Munir, it's an old friend of mine.
Next October, it will be 13 years.
13
years? 13 years working with QCert, fighting attacks, investigate the attacks for the last 13 years. Before this, I was with Alcatel-Lucent as Regional Information Security Officer.
Thank you very much for your contribution over those years, and inshallah you continue. Arun, please, can you say a few words?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for having me. There's not that much for me to say. Mostly I'm here for comic relief. I've played in most parts in InfoSec, so on the building side, on the breaking side. Mostly I'm here to throw stones at things because normally if you poke holes in ideas, it starts interesting conversations.
Please, Dr. Armstrong, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much for the invitation, Mr. Kenan. We are really honored to be part of this discussion. As you said, I'm a research associate with Kinder Center for Computing Research at Qatar University. We do a lot of research on cybersecurity, mainly focusing on cloud computing, healthcare, industrial control systems, as some of the research areas where we're looking at security problems. And my hope is that our participation in this panel discussion can also highlight the contribution that research can make maybe towards the development of this Qatar 2022 cybersecurity framework. Thank you.
If now the time allows, we should begin our questions and answers session. We currently have more than 100 participants with us, and we're going to give, between 5 and 10 minutes to each question to allow for questions and answers also from the community. Mr. Bashar, the first question goes to you. How do you describe the FIFA 2022 security framework from your perspective as one of the main contributors to it?
Okay. Thanks for this question. I believe the FIFA Qatar 2022 cybersecurity framework is a good initiative on the country level. It's helped us in building a baseline to assess the country of Qatar against the one common baseline, understand our weaknesses, our strengths, and trying to improve in all type of area that will serve the World Cup. One of the good thing about the World Cup happening in Qatar and that served also the framework itself is that the World Cup is a use case with a national level application. Once we assess for example, the entity across Qatar, we mostly visit most of the sectors in Qatar because in Qatar, the sectors that will be contributing to the World Cup, almost all the sectors that serving the critical national infrastructure.
This is a framework that needs to coexist or make an improvement either on existing frameworks, international frameworks, or sector-specific frameworks. And I think this is a lot of inter-sector coordination and intergovernmental coordination. And I believe, Mr. Munir, you have some interesting information that can explain this for us.
In 2013, there was NIA, National Information Assurance Framework that delivered for all organizations as a national level. And I believe the FIFA 2022 was a very good handbook to create actionable information, which means when you go for a national framework, most of the part of this framework go for security governance and very high level security control.
May I now move to Kanaan a little bit and see what he feels that this cybersecurity framework, how is it implemented per sector?
I think that many organizations, especially critical organizations in Qatar, didn't have proper guideline or proper implementation or proper setup to have such a program that would bring the fruits of information security to those organizations. I think primarily information security benefited from cybersecurity framework coming from the state level, where management and leadership of various companies had felt obliged to comply and to provide support to their information security teams in order to establish information security programs based on this cybersecurity framework. Even though today I'm not here as a director of Bean Media Group, I'm here as a private citizen. I need to come back to what Bean Media Group has done. Bean Media Group was one of the rare organizations that had great leadership in our chairman and our CEO, who before even story of cybersecurity framework started, were investing heavily in cybersecurity, and they brought the people and built a team that established information security program here. So when cybersecurity framework came to us, there was practically nothing that we didn't either plan or already had implemented in the organization, because we are doing this on a global level as a global operating group. But it did, for us, streamline some of the tasks that are within our information security program, and it obtained the support from some stakeholders that these things need to be implemented, these things need to be practiced.
Yeah, looking at the investments in Qatar, I've seen many organizations spend good amounts of budgets, whether it's operating or capex or training, to improve their cybersecurity. But that's not all. They also need to invest in people, in culture, in mindsets, and in sizing the problem. Sometimes we don't want to kill it there's an old say that you don't want to kill a nut with a sledgehammer and leave nothing behind. So
not only that, Marwan, I think that one of the important takeaways is that if we were capable enough to build this Qatar's cybersecurity framework, we should be capable enough to introduce resilience to it through promoting local talent, through promoting local companies. I mean, I don't want to blow your own horn, but Mozeco has a great product of Lock Magic.
Please blow it.
Yeah, no, I mean, of Lock Magic that does encryption and solves many of the data security portion of this cybersecurity framework. Then to mention Harun's company, which has probably greatest deception technology in the world that is used all over. I think that these things need to be promoted beside just, let's implement something from the cybersecurity framework. Because any standard, any framework needs to introduce resilience. And resilience is not your, business continuity management or IT, recovery. Resilience is to be able to withstand yourself in a certain area. And information security, especially in the current, geostrategic situation for Qatar, is very important to be sustained locally.
Agreed. Now, so we heard from the regulator, and they described this beautiful, complex, and highly professional framework, which has been, slowly taking shape in Qatar, alhamdulillah. But you're touching on a very important point, is we need to also have some level of in-country value for the skills that comes out or stays and rotates. There's no point for us to hire the same skill in all the organizations if one really good skill is widely available for all of them, for example. Thank you so much for joining us, and really I appreciate everyone's participation. It has been a pleasure, a heartwarming, and an honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.